Tired of your kitchen counter looking like an appliance graveyard with a separate blender, chopper, and grinder? What if one machine could do it all, from silky smoothies to perfectly chopped veggies? We're going to count them down from 5 to 1, and I'll give you my honest, hands-on review of each, sharing what I loved and, what I didn't. We'll cover everything from budget-friendly options to professional-grade powerhouses so you can find the perfect fit for your kitchen. And stick around, because my number one pick might just be the one you least expect. Number 5. Sangcon Blenders and Food Processor. When I first got this, I was pretty intrigued. The box promises a lot. It's a blender, a grinder, a chopper, all in one compact package. It comes with a bunch of different containers and blades, which I have to admit feels like you're getting a great deal. You get a large 40-ounce jar, a smaller 17-ounce cup with a to-go lid, and a couple of different blade attachments for different tasks. For someone with a small kitchen or who's just starting to build their appliance collection, this seems like a dream come true. So the first thing I did was try to make my standard morning smoothie. I threw in some spinach, a banana, a little bit of protein powder, and some almond milk. I twisted the cup on, set it on the 350-watt base, and let it rip. And you know what? It did a decent job. The smoothie was, blended. It wasn't perfectly silky, there were still a few tiny specks of spinach, but it was drinkable. For a quick protein shake or a simple liquid-based smoothie, I think it performs adequately. The low power consumption is also a plus, as it doesn't create a huge, splashy mess. It's also fairly compact, which is a big win for saving counter space. But then I decided to push it a little. A good blender combo should be able to handle more than just soft fruits, right? So I tried adding a few frozen strawberries and a cube or two of ice. And that, my friends, is where the Sangcon started to show its limitations. Four, Vitamix A3500. Let me just start by saying this machine is a thing of beauty. From the moment you unbox it, you can feel the quality. It has a sleek touchscreen interface, a heavy, stable base, and that iconic Vitamix design. This isn't just an appliance, it's a statement piece for your kitchen. It comes with a large 64-ounce container, and the model I tested also included the food processor attachment, turning it into a full-fledged system. My expectations were, sky high. I started with the same smoothie test, but this time it felt like bringing a bazooka to a knife fight. I tossed in spinach, frozen fruit, ice, and even some almonds. I selected the pre-programmed smoothie setting, and wow, in under a minute, I had the smoothest, creamiest smoothie I've ever made at home. There wasn't a single speck of green or a chunk of ice in sight. The power is just on another level. It also excels at crushing ice, turning a full container of cubes into perfect, fluffy snow in seconds, which is amazing for making slushies or frozen margaritas. Cleaning is also a breeze with the self-clean function. A drop of soap, some warm water, and it cleans itself in 60 seconds. But, and this is a pretty big, but for a machine that costs this much, it's not perfect. As I started to explore its other functions, I found some surprising weaknesses. 3. nutribullet NBKS 5100 Triple Prep System. nutribullet is famous for its personal blenders, so I was curious to see how they would tackle a full-fledged kitchen system. The Triple Prep system is designed to be a true all-in-one solution, and it comes with a 1500-watt motor base, a full-size blender pitcher, a 7-cup food processor bowl with multiple blades, and of course, 2 of their classic personal smoothie cups. It immediately feels like a very complete and well-thought-out package right out of the box. The first thing I noticed was the smart design. The food processor bowl includes attachments for chopping, slicing, and shredding, and they all store neatly inside the bowl itself, which is a fantastic touch for saving space. I decided to put the food processor to the test first by making my salsa again. Using the pulse function, the 450-watt motor gave me a level of control that I felt was missing from some of the more powerful blenders. It was easy to get that perfect, chunky restaurant-style texture without accidentally turning my ingredients into a liquid mess. The dual-sized food pusher is also great, allowing you to feed in large or small ingredients easily. Next, I tested the blender pitcher. It's not quite on the level of a Vitamix in terms of raw power, but it's no slouch either. It made a very smooth and creamy smoothie, handling frozen fruit and ice with ease. It might take a few seconds longer than the high-end machines, but the end result was impressive and more than good enough for my daily routine. Two, Ninja BN801 Professional Plus Kitchen System. Alright, storming into the number 2 position is the Ninja BN801 Professional Plus Kitchen System, and let me tell you, this thing is an absolute powerhouse. If raw power and convenience are what you're after, listen up. This system comes with a formidable 1400-watt motor that feels like it could blend just about anything you throw at it. The package is comprehensive, including a large 72-ounce total crushing pitcher, a 64-ounce food processor bowl, and 2 24-ounce single-serve cups with spout lids for smoothies on the go. From the moment you turn it on, you know it means business, YouTube. The defining feature of this Ninja system is its Auto IQ technology. These are preset programs that take all the guesswork out of blending. You just add your ingredients, press a button for smoothie or frozen drink, and the machine does the rest, automatically using a unique pattern of pulsing and blending to achieve the perfect consistency. I used it for my morning smoothie, and the result was flawless. It pulverizes ice and frozen fruit into a perfectly smooth, velvety texture with zero effort on my part. The total crushing blades live up to their name. They turn ice into snow in seconds, making this my top choice for anyone who loves making frozen cocktails or slushies. The food processor attachment is just as impressive. That 1400-watt motor makes quick work of any chopping task. I chopped a batch of onions and peppers for a recipe in literally 5 seconds. 1. Vitamix 5200 Professional Grade Blender. And that brings us to the number 1 spot. My pick for the best blender and food processor combination is the Vitamix 5200. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It's an older model, it doesn't have a fancy touchscreen or preset programs, and it doesn't even come with a dedicated food processor bowl in the standard package. So why is it number 1? The answer is simple. Raw, unadulterated power, ultimate control, and legendary reliability. This machine is a timeless workhorse, and in my testing, it proved that sometimes simplicity and power trump flashy features. The heart of the Vitamix 5200 is its 2-horsepower motor and its variable speed dial. Unlike preset programs, this dial gives you complete tactile control over the blending process. You can start slow to gently chop ingredients and then ramp it up to full power to liquefy them. This control is what makes it a surprisingly adept food processor, even without a separate attachment. I was able to make chunky salsa by using the lower speeds and the tamper to push ingredients into the blades. I made incredibly smooth and creamy peanut butter, something the more advanced A3500 struggled with, simply by controlling the speed and using the tamper to keep the mixture flowing. This machine empowers you to create the exact texture you want. But the real magic of the 5200, the feature that sets it apart, is its ability to make steaming hot soup from cold ingredients in about 6 minutes. Final thought, that's all for today, folks.